Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Cindy.
And we're here with another feeding frenzy for the Abundance book. This is the 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph Price. And we are on day, can you believe it, 29.
Wow. Only 11 more days.
29.
Wow. We've done good. You have too?
Okay. When I am aware of the God self within me as my total fulfillment, I am totally fulfilled. I am now aware of this truth. I have found the secret of life, and I relax in the knowledge that the activity of divine abundance is eternally operating in my life. I simply have to be aware of the flow, the radiation of that creative energy, which is continuously, easily, and effortlessly pouring forth from my divine consciousness. I am now aware. I am now in the flow.
Wow.
What does that say to you today?
Excuse me, that's one of my favoriteest ones.
Wow.
Because it reminds me that I don't need anything else. I've got God. I've got me. I've got the inner world thing figured out. At least better than I used to. So
At least with a little bit less anger.
Yeah. I don't need anything, you know. All my needs are fulfilled.
Hold on just a minute. Hold on.
Well, it's true.
You want to say that again?
All my needs and desires are fulfilled.
Proud of you. I'm really proud of you. Cece did it, didn't she?
She helped. She really
helped. And that's why doing this really helps. It really helps having the perspective of someone else who can see it in a different light than you
I know. And I've truly, thoroughly enjoyed all of the comments that everybody's left on the blog, because it does, you know, when you and I first went through this the first time, my eyes were opened huge because I had a different perspective. And now, after we'd done it 2 or 3 times, I knew exactly what you were going to say before you said it. And, you know, and knowing you as well as I do, I still knew what you were going to say. So it really helps to see what other people think. And it helps to open my eyes to things I hadn't even thought about before. I'd never thought about the word desire and the way that she helped me see that. And there were other things we talked about.
Well, I didn't either. I did not consider having the desire as part of the process of the fulfillment.
Right.
And so when she brought up, it's just like pregnancy. That once it's begun, that is in the process.
Right. So this is my favorite one because it reminds me that as soon as I realize that God is my total fulfillment, then I am totally fulfilled. And all I have to really think about is God is my source. God is my fulfillment. And I'm totally fulfilled.
But is that the end of it?
Anything. For me it is, because if God is my fulfillment, then as long as I stay in alignment and trust God, I have no need for anything. You know? And when I get to that point of alignment and trust in God, then the things I thought I needed, I either didn't need or they're there. You know,
or they're on their way.
It's easier now for me to get up every morning knowing that yes, my to-do list is still this long, but it just doesn't matter. I'll get done what I can get done, and God will take care of the rest of it. You know, and to just think that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'll never get it done, and I can't do it wrong. I've just got to take one step in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other, and one step at a time, and just do the best I can, and be happy.
So what is the difference between when you had the 9 to 5 and you're doing the day-to-day and you're doing that and what you're living now?
Oh, gosh.
What is the difference?
What's not different? I mean, the biggest difference is I do what is fun for me, whereas before I was working and living somebody else's dream. And now God supplies my needs because I'm doing what I want to do. I'm serving people, and that God takes care of me because of that. When I was working the 9 to 5, I was doing a job that I enjoyed. I really loved my job. I loved everybody I worked with, but I didn't like having to get up every morning and go do what I was doing for somebody else. You know, I'd much rather done what I'm doing now, which is build my own dreams and build my own passions and have that time freedom. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much it meant to me to have that time freedom last year when Mom was sick. And not have to go to a job.
And choose between.
And not have to even worry. I mean, I didn't get a whole lot of work done because I was taking care of her. We were taking care of her. And, but it didn't matter. We made it anyway. We had a lot of help from family and friends, and financially and physically. And I was so thankful I didn't have to go to a job. So that's the biggest thing, is the time freedom. And if I had, I would say financial freedom, except for the first this many years I worried about money when I really shouldn't have. I had more money then than I probably have now. But I have better consciousness about that money now.
Yeah.
So if I had just enjoyed that time more, instead of worrying about the money, it would have made those years of my life a lot happier.
Because I was working somebody else's dream. Now I'm working and finding out what mine is.
Yeah.
And there's so much more happiness to that. And so I see a difference. It's an unbelievable difference. Now, I walked away from that steady paycheck, but I have gained so much more than the paycheck in that move. And no, I'm not rolling in it by any means. But we've never not had. What we need is here. And knowing that I can trust that means more than 50 paychecks. It really does.
Yep.
Because I can't buy that level of peace with a paycheck. I just can't buy it. I can't buy it. So for me, that is my secret. And I believe the secret of life is different for each one of us. I don't believe there's just one. I think it's individualized, because we all have different desires and wants, and we're all aiming towards different things. So I think each individual secret is different. But I think in order to get that peace, you've got to find that for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. But I think bottom line, it's the same for everyone, and that is to get in alignment, get into that flow, which is what it says. We've got to get in that flow, and that's the
whatever
secret.
that flow is.
Whatever that flow is for us. But I think it all boils down to it's alignment with God, with the higher power. It's alignment with that to get in that flow. And once you're in that flow, then there's no need to worry about anything. But it's hard to get in that flow when you're already worried.
All right, so now I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
You've done me quite a few times, so now it's your turn. You ready? We had someone ask, how do you get in alignment?
How do you get in alignment? Well, I think that may be different for every person. For me, it takes being in quiet. Getting rid of all the distractions. This is why I get up early in the morning, before everybody else gets up, so that I can have complete quiet. And it helps to be in nature, but I can sit next to the window and be close. And just, I don't know how to even explain it, just to turn it all over to God. And just say, here's where I'm at. Here's what I think I need. And I'm just giving it to you. You take it and show me what my next step is. And trying to see things from God's perspective. Trying to look at things as if I was Him, looking at the people that I may be having a problem with as my children too. Just. I don't know how else to explain it. When I've sat there long enough, sometimes it takes a while, but when I've sat there long enough, it's as if you've got a dirty glass, or a glass full of dirty water. And the longer I sit there, the dirt all falls to the bottom. And then I can have clarity. And I know what my next step is. I know, I just have a peace.
So for you, getting in alignment is not necessarily getting rid of all of the dirt in the glass.
No, it's just putting everything in perspective.
But you got to get into some kind of perspective, or get it to settle enough to have a moment's worth of clarity.
Right.
So we start, I think, for me, I start by getting in alignment one moment at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get in total alignment and stay there because I've got too many other things going for me. So I've got to work one moment at a time. So if that takes pulling myself away from whatever drama I'm in so that I can allow myself to get back to a neutral space, I have to do it a moment at a time. And so when that person was asking, okay, how do I get there? I think it's done a moment at a time, depending on what it is that you feel like you're or out of alignment with.
Right.
If it's the job, then okay, then I've got to get a different thought about where I'm at in that moment, in that job. If it's coming to the point where it's no longer serving me and I need to make a move, well, until it's time for me to leave, I still need to be putting in my best effort.
Right.
So I need to look at, in that moment, am I putting my best effort in so that I get the best out? And is there something else I need to change about me in order to change this situation?
Right. All right, let's switch those with love.
Yeah, let's do that. When I am aware of the love within me as my total fulfillment, I am totally fulfilled. I am now aware of this love. I have found the secret of life, and I relax in the knowledge that the love is eternally operating in my life. I simply have to be aware of the flow, the radiation of that love, which is continuously, easily, and effortlessly pouring forth from my love. I am now aware. I am now in the flow. What does that do for you?
Wow, that's pretty much sums up everything we've just said. Is that looking at it from God's perspective is just looking at it from love. When we can love everybody and truly feel that at the deepest level, that is alignment to me. So when you say, how do you get in alignment, you have to look at everybody the same to say, you're God. I have to love you because you're God, So,
or I will love you, or I can love you, or I do love you because you're
right.
God.
Yeah, have to's a little off.
That pulls me back into knowing that the God is within me, the love is within me, and it pours forth from me easily and effortlessly. Meaning I don't have to show the love, I just got to get out of the way and let it happen.
When we're mad at other people, if we could just get our ego out of it long enough, then we don't have to work at love. It just comes out. And we have to work to stuff it back in. And so if we could just get ourselves out of the way and just let the love come out, we don't really have to work at it. It's easily and effortlessly pouring forth from us if we just get the heck out of the way.
All right, I'm going to put your name in here.
Okay.
You ready? When I am aware of the Cindy within me as my total fulfillment, I am totally fulfilled. I am now aware of this Cindy. I have found the secret of life, and I relax in the knowledge that the Cindy is eternally operating in my life. I simply have to be aware of the flow, the radiation of that Cindy, which is continuously, easily, and effortlessly pouring forth from my Cindy. I am now aware. I am now in the flow. It makes you do this a little more, didn't it?
Well, it just goes back to what we said yesterday or day
It just
before,
gives you,
whatever.
doesn't it give you a pride, you know?
Oh yeah, it does, and it also just helps me remember I am enough. I am all I need. I have everything within me that I need. There is nothing missing from me or my inner world, and I am perfect in every way at the deepest level. And the only way that perfection doesn't show up is because I get in the way of it. The Cindy, the true, authentic Cindy, on the inside is perfect in every way.
And when is Cindy not? When Cindy, the little Cindy, decides that Cindy isn't enough.
Right.
Isn't good enough.
Right. When I start comparing the little Cindy with everybody else, and I start wondering what everybody else is thinking of the little Cindy, then that's when it's not enough. So, again, getting in alignment helps me to see the big Cindy as opposed to the little one.
That's good stuff.
Very good.
Extremely